Welcome back to American Narratives, the program where we sort out what's going on in the news. And one of the major items in the news these days is the movie version of Wonder Woman. It's difficult to say whether Hollywood studio chieftains patented the phrase, if it works once, do it again, and then do it again, and do it again. But they live by the phrase, especially this summer as we get some reboots and sequels. To have a look at this, I have author and commentator Sharrie Williams on the line from Hollywood. Thanks for coming in today, Sharrie.
Oh, of course, my pleasure.
Are we seeing, do you think, more reboots and sequels this summer than previously, or does it just seem like that?
Well, you know, Al, marketing has just changed so much over the last couple of years because of the YouTubers particularly. Fans start talking about the sequels and the reboots years in advance, and the big difference in marketing today is the viral buzz. It makes things appear just like so much more larger than life, exciting and fabulous. It seems that it's more in our face, but I'm not sure that there's any more than every year.
It's more in our face, but not necessarily more numerically. Is that it?
That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
You know, if you count them up.
Yeah. Reboots and sequels sometimes take a basic iconic character and remake it so that the Wonder Woman in the movie is more like Xena the warrior princess than the Wonder Woman we knew earlier. Has that worked out to everybody's satisfaction?
Well, this new Wonder Woman has drawn in a younger generation because of modern special effects and, you know, new characters and storyline. The original Wonder Woman with Linda Carter was a different kind of woman. She was tall, beautiful, thin, but this Wonder Woman is ripped, like the athletes on American Ninja Warriors. And young people can relate to her more. She's a strong, liberated superhero persona, and that's what the girls, particularly of this generation, are looking for as a role model. So I would say, you know, that she is the same character, but she is a new version.
But superheroes are always strong and liberated, aren't they? Male or female?
No, I don't. The original Linda Carter one she was a superhero and she did fight battles, but this one has a different kind of strength, and particularly in her physical that I noticed is that, you know, she's not just a skinny, beautiful girl. She is, you don't want to mess with her.
No, that's true. She qualifies as a reboot of sorts, and it's worked well. And it has the requirements for successful, including her status and as icon and our memories of the original. But not all reboots work out. The Lone Ranger didn't work out, and that was odd because we all know the character. He was very familiar. I remember the old black and white series, which I probably shouldn't say on the air. But I remember the comics, then there were the movies, all the rest of it, and somehow that sequel didn't work out.
I know. I couldn't wait to see it myself. But, you know, when I got into the theater, I was disappointed because it wasn't the 1950s character that I remember. Kids from this generation don't even know the original Lone Ranger, and the director took too many liberties. If a sequel, you know, isn't made well or the storyline has holes in it, it's going to be a flop, like the Fantastic Four, Batman versus Superman. But Wonder Woman was a great success because it had the strong storyline that all generations could follow. Pirates of the Caribbean was confusing, but it was carried off because of Johnny Depp, a very strong character actor.
Yeah, another iconic film that most people would recognize most of the time was Star Trek Beyond. I mean, they're still playing the original series on cable channels. They've got all these other versions. They've got the conventions, the comic books and everything. And this one didn't work out. Why was that?
Well, I think that it was very disappointing to the fans, you know, the Trekkies. The producer seemed to only care about selling tickets to kids. He didn't seem to care about the original characters, and seemed to me he only wanted explosions, dumb dialogue, and all the money that the box office could collect. So to me, the plot lacked moral dilemma. The original Star Trek, you know, there was always something to wrestle with, and at the end, there was a conclusion on some kind of inner or outer dilemma, basically. And this one, the audience didn't learn any more anything. The main characters were boring. There were two holes. The villain was weak. There was no soul to the movie that was loved by so many people.
So there was no soul. The characters were duds. The story was full of holes, and the movie didn't work out.
They sold tickets.
Other than that, was it okay?
It was okay to the newer generation, but the followers, the fans, were the ones that were so disappointed. The ones that had been following it. Everyone was supposed to get, every series or sequel is supposed to give some kind of moral dilemma that the audience can walk out and feel satisfied. They learned something. This one, no, just explosions and dumb dialogue.
I'll have to leave it there, Sharrie, but I want to thank you for coming in today. I want to thank author and commentator Sharrie Williams for the review of what we have to look forward to in the movies these days.